Thank you for joining me, Crimey Queen. Yeah. Okay, I'm cheering on myself, and that's what it's about, self-love. But I'm cheering on because I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be able to express my views, opinions, and of course, sharing what I feel is of useful information, or it could be entertaining information, whatever it is, but I'm really appreciative of this outlet. And so, yes, okay. So, thank you, Ignited Souls. I say Ignited Souls because I think that it's about like having that pilot within us, and when it gets ignited, it really takes us intuitively to the source of information that we are needing to hear at the right time, space, and sequence. And I love this. Just sharing this, I was listening to the one who thinks diving deep once more. Oh, I don't know why his name has just slipped me. But so I was watching this and he said something about biting someone on the, or some information on the butt, or having a tattoo on the butt. And immediately I was looking at a word on a card, bottom. So this was just very amusing, but however, it told me that I was very much in sync with the information that was being conveyed at that time. And so that is beautiful. I really get a sort of lift from the a lift and light spirit essence in having the synchronistic encounters. So I hope you are having a synchronistic encounter by watching this as well. If not, well, I still hope you do on whatever else you do or information you encounter. So I would like to continue exploring or really giving more clarity on what I did on my last video, which it's really nothing new, but I realized that each time I do a video on thinking while I'm just doing some, or just clarifying or expanding, my eyes open up to something new. So, for instance, I'm saying last night I recorded a video and I noticed that the position of the divided God coincided perfectly with Eve. So, if you're joining me for the first time, this channel is about numerology, of course, and it also is exploring aspects or texts from the scriptures and how and see how they have impacted our lives. Basically, that's what it is about. And it's been, of course, very amusing in this journey and very enlightening at the same time. So I would say that it's really something fresh, or from a fresh perspective. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. Okay. So again, if you're new to this channel, I'm just going to go through this very quickly, but I would urge that you watch some of my earlier videos on template to numerology. I have a template to numerology. Perhaps what I will try and do is take that on each video I post, so to speak, and give someone the opportunity to find it. All right. So this was devised by the sacrifice template was devised about this time of perhaps 2 years ago or so. I'm thinking it's perhaps 2 years, yeah, going into the second year or something to that effect. I'm going to double check. It's always nice to sort of know how your journey is going, but I don't often concentrate on time in this sense. All right, although I'm very appreciative of time. So this was devised on the sacrifice template, meaning the story of Jesus Christ, and it was really about the time of Easter. It's about this time of year, and I really, instead of thinking about crucifixion or Easter, which I did touch on Easter, I really intuitively wanted to really explore sacrifice. I think it was because I felt that why is it that we feel that every good thing should come through a sacrificial tag or something like this or cost? And I wanted to understand more about that. Although when I started this, I went very light-hearted about this because I thought, well, it's just going to be one video. I'm going to do my videos around self-love because I've just published my books and I feel I'm going to let the world know that I have published these two wonderful books and so on. But Spirit led me on to discovering more about this, of course, because it was about, or it still is about my spiritual growth. I have understood that I can't grow or won't grow if I don't anchor onto my spirituality in the other areas of my life. They are dependent on my spirituality. So this is very useful to me. In fact, I just find it very delicious. This is how I see it. So we have the numerical values, and of course, each letter of the alphabet has its numerical value. And we have changed some of the letters and their positions in this case. Like the A would be above here because it's the first letter of the alphabet. However, to make sense of this, because one of the things that really resonate with me in the text is about seeking wisdom. And I kept reading this text. Oh, seek wisdom. My son seek wisdom. It is about the son, the I suppose the daughters or the female already have this intuitive knowledge or aspect to themselves. So this is, although we are all seen as the sonship, but this is like specifically, son, um, seek wisdom. When you find it, stick it around your neck like as if it were a tight chain. So important, the emphasis, and I really needed to find out why is this so much emphasis on seeking this wisdom, and what exactly is wisdom, and then of course how do I go about finding it. And there were instructions in Proverbs that seemed that you could find it anywhere, in the marketplaces, on the trees, in whatever it is, you find it all the time. And so it is true. You could find it with the drunkard, with the drug addict. You could find it with the priest. You could find it with anyone, the young, the old. It's wisdom. So we have the jazz, we have the bucket, because all these are associated with the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. So there's luck, of course. We could say that, was Christ lucky or was Judas unlucky to be found out, or to have this heavy heart that he should hang himself? Or there's the DVM for development. Of course, a lot of development derived from that. And of course, we have the middle letter, which is I. So I don't think it's by chance this I is in the middle of the word sacrifice. And I actually believe that, of course, although there are two I's, and there's the F in the middle of the two eyes, which seem to be like a face, the eyes on the face. However we want to look at it. But I feel that this eye is indicative of your third eye, or seeing things from a very direct perspective, direct position, but it's always in a position to give you a sense of newness. And that's what I find so palatable about this template and this understanding with the number five. Now we can see that this is why it is said, if we were able to engage all our senses, our five senses, engage all our five senses in what we are doing, we would be injecting a higher degree of vibration or frequency into that, and of course would be more potent in its state. So, for instance, we see that people who go to the pub and have a drink, or you're having a drink wherever it is at home, but you are socializing, having a drink, and you are pouring this drink in the glass so you can hear the vibration or the sound of it trickling or pouring into the glass. So that sense is engaged. You can see it. Your senses also, the sight is engaged. You can almost, of course, if you already drank it before, you begin to salivate, and but when the other thing that you, although you hear it pouring, but suppose you did not really witness it pouring. For instance, someone poured you a drink. How else do you really ignite that sense? So this is why people really chin on their glasses and their chairs. They say chairs. And so there is an emphasis and the togetherness that increases that vibration by saying chairs, or having the sound of the glasses clinging, that cling of the sound of the glass, of the glasses that you are drinking from. That generates more vibration into what you are about to drink. Of course, you taste it, you feel it. So your five senses are engaged. And then you are, the more, of course, you do this, you are increasing the level of your experience. You increasing the vibration or level of experience in how you engage with this. So we have Fox for the F, of course. Fox are seen as clever and cunning and so on, and that is very self-explanatory. And we have, let's see, GPY for, let's for gypsy. I call it gypsy hair because I have always seen, and we know this, we have the gypsies, the Gnostic Bible, they had their own way or own concept of spirituality, which they have been knocked down quite a bit for, or some will praise them, or whichever it is. But they are seen as in their entirety and firm in their spiritual grounding with the number seven. It's like they have earned their identity in this spectrum. Then we have eight, which is as high quarters zone, our headquarters zone. Here we see this is the C. Here we see, and this is what we call synchronicity right here with the C. So C is with eight here, and we have inland revenue. So basically, all these jazz that you are, this part here is like your kindergarten stage, and then so just to wrap up how this comes about or is tied with the sacrifice template, we see that Jesus with J for Jesus. I don't think I've made that connection before, but never mind. The J for Jesus here. Then the jazz. He recruited his disciples in pairs of twos, and they would, well, you could imagine they having their fun and so on. There was so many stories about a bucket of or basket with bread or fish or whatever it is, and that shows the unity. The bucket, or where Christ had performed wine. So we could say the bucket of wine or the basket of bread. But the BKT was something we didn't have to change these letters or alter their positions. Then we have luck. Of course, this is when you are young and you feel okay at you are learning something, or you've got you're a young disciple, you're feeling lucky, you're feeling fortunate, but you haven't gone for your own crucifixion yet, or your own metamorphosis in a sense. So you're feeling very lucky to have this God or this guru or teacher or master, and he protects you as well. So that's really great. Then we have, of course, you go for your developmental stage. But when you get to this stage here, there are, of course, there are several scenarios where we learn about Christ. Maybe where Peter would be asking questions, or Christ would be saying, "Who do you think I am?" or different things. So these are questions that would probe them to think and to understand. Well, what's going? What's what is Christ wanting to know from me? What is it am I meant to know? And so on. So we have the Fox, we have Gypsy, we have headquarters, and we have inland revenue. So basically, this is the cycle of growth. So on your journey, of course, after Christ has died, because any creature, or when you are a creature in Christ, or you accept Christ, you are a new creature. Then you have to walk your journey. Then you become like the gypsy, basically, because they had to go for different countries and places to spread the word. Of course, some of them were taken into were imprisoned and so on. They had to be to give an account, if you like. They were in the headquarters zone. They had to pay their dues, and this is the story of the sacrifice template. So you will get it in similar flavors on Crime Queen, and perhaps it's the only place you might find such an interpretation of the sacrifice. So we can see that every 3 blocks, because these are in sets of threes, because the number 3 is very potent or very significant in this story, which we know. Oh, Peter, you shall deny me thrice, or 3 times. So we have 369, 369, 369, and that is self-explanatory. So this is Mother Eve now. Mother Eve, as we've spoken about, is equals 5, and Mother Eve now is with eyes wide open. It's as if with what's happening, what's going on in the world, Mother Eve is saying, now I want to see how you guys are going to deal with this. I want to see how long you're going to take before you come home. I want to see how you are handling yourself right now. I have been calling you home for several days and several years. I have been sending messages to you via the situations you have encountered, via preachers you might have heard, via the cashier at the till, just giving you a smile, or the person on the street. I have been making my presence felt in every possible way, and you have not really paid heed to my call. Now I've got to shake the world. I've got to shake you left, right, and center, meaning you could run to the east. You are going to know that I am there. You can go to the west. You can go to the north, the south. I am there in your face. Now, what are you going to do? That's Mother Eve. You can't be running to Father anymore because you've been doing Father for a long time. Now you need to balance the scales. So you need to be doing Mother. Because when you have a certain bruise like that, which we are, or grace, or pain, whatever it is that we are now experiencing, there is a place that or a way mother's attention and love touches you, that you cannot deny her presence, and that it is very healing to your pure, to your real essence, to the core of your essence. And this is what we are talking about. Ignited souls. For many of us, I feel that we are at a position or in a position that what's happening in the world today does not surprise us altogether. It's like you know something's going to happen. It's almost like losing a loved one who has been very ill for a long time. You know they're going to go, but you're never fully ready when it happens. There's still something that etches your gut. Yeah. So, what I really, I could see 20 minutes on the clock. I really wanted to speak about this 20 minutes on about mother, but let's concentrate about on mother now because we are speaking numerology. So, we are now touching on number 7, the gypsy journey. So we are on this gypsy journey, and of course, we have the number 3 because the number 3 is equivalent to the coronavirus. If we say virus, then it would be 11. Okay, 11 in numerology on the word is 9. So we can see that it's like a child is being birthed, and this child, in fact, I had this vision of this real heavy child, and I just had to put this child down, but I put this child down in a safe place. And it's like I thought, okay, I have carried you long enough, no more now, and place this child in a safe place. Now, I believe that this is saying there are things that we have been carrying that have been weighing us down. There are things that we have been carrying and bearing. It could be something we have not paid much attention to. Perhaps we need to forgive someone. Perhaps we need to forgive ourselves. I mean, I know the full essence of my own dream and what it is that I had to lay down. And I had to come to terms with, you know what, I can handle this. I'm not ready to rescue anyone else who don't need rescuing, and stop trying to carry people. We are responsible for carrying ourselves right now. The only way we can really help another is by showing them how we are taking care of ourselves right now, by forgiving, decluttering, loving, affirming, praying, nurturing, self care, exercise, and good nourishment, good nutrition, good air, acknowledging another's presence and being present with what we have, what we are doing, where we are at. Just like in the Garden of Eden, the serpent, who was very clever and cunning and wise, was the gift that was given in the garden. What is our gift right now? Now, the serpent equals 7, and mother also equals 7. So I'm going to bring this video to a close in the sense that not make it too long, because I feel that it's like an introduction to what is to follow. So I'm going to do another video and highlight the the connection with mother, the serpent, the earth, and our hearts. And all these are sevens. And how 7, of course, is 20. It's nothing that I have not put out there, but I'm putting it in different ways that hopefully you can make sense of what is happening in our world today. So I thank you very much. Stay ignited and be a field. Be a field. In essence, be the field that you are planting new seeds, because that's what I feel we are doing here. I have always said 20 is where we are planting. And what I'm feeling right now is that it's like we are unearthing things. And I've spoke about this in my other videos, especially with Uranus, um, it really unearthing, and we know we have been told that things are going to be turning upside down, and especially with in the sign being in the sign of Taurus. I'm Taurus, so I am feeling all the energies that are happening way before it even really physically happens. I mean, I had visions, and I'm thinking, why am I dreaming of all these Chinese people? In fact, I have to trace, I've been meaning to trace back the details of this vision. Why am I, and I feel right now I could see what was happening, but sometimes we get so caught up in doing other things, and we have to have this balance. We have to have the balance. And that's what we are here to do right now. Strike the balance from the feminine, the divine masculine. We have had this dose of the divine masculine. Now it's the divine feminine. She's coming, she's saying, she's nurturing. Whatever seed you want to plant, that soil needs to be rich. It needs to be unearthed. It needs to be dug up and renewed so you can plant your new seed. Thank you, ignited souls. Thank you. Stay ignited.